Hey guys, Metal Viking 82 here, back with a new Viking Orations. Got another review for you yet again today, and this time around I'm going to be talking to you about the debut full-length album from the band Critical Extravasation, entitled Order of Decadence, out now on Redefining Darkness Records. And if you're not familiar with this band, they are a technical death thrash band out of Moscow, Russia. Been around since 2018, featuring, and I'm probably going to butcher these names, and I apologize ahead of time, Sergei Stepanenko on guitars, Viktor Kaichenko on bass and synths, Alexander Mokin on the vocals, and finally Vladimir Udornov on session drums. Again, I probably butchered those, and I apologize. But yeah, this is the band's debut full-length album. It is 7 tracks, just a little under 33 minutes in length. And honestly, having no prior knowledge of this band before I received the promo for it, which, I have had a promo for a while. In fact, since October, I believe, because I listened to this on my last vacation. I just was very curious if this music actually lived up to the expectations that I had formed upon seeing this really badass artwork and logo here. And so I made sure when I went on vacation, this was the first album that I listened to, and I was just absolutely blown away by this. Right off the bat, I was struck by two things. One, that lead-off track, Waltz of Hypocrisy, and its very latter era, think like the Sound of Perseverance era death, and also the bass. You know me, I love bass, and the bass on here it's thick tone with a nice twang to it, and that really techie feel, and sort of has that Dee Vernis from Overkill vibe to it, and it's just right up in the mix, very easily heard. When you get to track number 5, Redeeming Flames, I love that bass intro with its sort of ominous feel before going full speed ahead about 34 seconds into the song. You get to track 6, Devastating Virtue, another killer bass intro here, and then at the 2:04 mark, the bass gets kind of a moment to shine by itself with a little cymbal accompaniment, and then again it gets another brief moment to shine at the 4:09 mark, though it doesn't have the cymbals, it's just pure bass. Then going all the way back to track number 3, Doctrine of Atrophy. At the 2:29 mark, the bass gets its actual first time to shine. I kind of have my notes out of order on here. I apologize for that. With kind of a brief solo of sorts, if you will, before the rest of the instruments kick back in, all leading to a really killer guitar solo at the 2:36 mark. Equally great performance on the guitars here. Great guitar work with the fast, thrashy riffs and some killer guitar solos. I get a bit of a melodic death metal feel to some of the riffs at times when I was listening to this album. Solid drum production and performance on here. Great snap to the snare. Nice patterns, rolls, and fills, and I loved the double bass work on here. I also love their use of the keyboards on here, as they're not overly used but come in at just the right moment to really set an atmosphere for a song, to really accentuate a certain point during the song. So love it when the keys are in music, but especially when they're used right and not overly used and kind of become the main focus. Vocally, you get that kind of deathly shout, which honestly, I was reminded of the vocals on Death Chain's debut album, Dead Meat Disciples. So if you've ever heard that, or if you want to go check that out after you check this album out, you'll get an idea of what I'm talking about here. You can see the similarity of the vocal styles there. The only other thing I picked out here, track number 5, going back to it, Redeeming Flames. At the 3:11 mark, this slow picked riff comes in, leading to a really beautiful melodic solo at the 3:27 mark with the keyboards underneath. I just love how that sounded. And then when it kicks back into full gear at the 3:56 mark, some serious death vibes here. I mean, as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh man, that sounds like something Chuck and them would have written, It just had serious death vibes all over it. Overall, this is an absolutely fantastic debut album, in my opinion. Fast riffs, technical bass playing, great drumming, and topped off with some absolutely ferocious vocals, courtesy of Alexander here. The band, in my opinion, shows that they can not only write aggressive riffs, but also melodic and catchy passages that stand out and stick in your head. In my opinion, this is a must listen to, and definitely potential for the year-end list for me, as I honestly can't find anything wrong with this album. I would give this a solid 9.5 out of 10. Go check out Critical Extravasation. I will be leaving a link down below so you can check it out for yourself and pick up a copy, which I would definitely recommend that you do. That is going to do it. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and until next time, stay brutal.